has been a week indeed. What with Halloween on the 31st, and now we're straight into Christmas lights and Santa hats, am I right? Halloween should basically just become the day to prepare all things Christmas way in advance of December. Also, my black cat costume is still in the works. Yes, sadly, I didn't have time to get it ready on time for Halloween, so it's gonna be a little weird. And I guess it's more of a cosplay now than it is a costume. Semantics. Let's get on with the show before my head explodes, okay? All right, main stories. Rockstar Games is seeing that green mighty green with Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh my yes. The company revealed that the prequel sequel had the second biggest entertainment launch of all time by bringing in over $725 million during this past weekend. Whew. Meanwhile, I'd be freaking happy to just have $725 in the actual game. Now, if you're wondering, Rockstar also owns the top spot for entertainment launches because Grand Theft Auto 5 made over $1 billion in its first 3 days. So I guess you could say people like Rockstar Games. Meanwhile, I still haven't had a moment to sink my teeth into that game yet, but man, the weekend starts like right after the show airs, so praise the flying spaghetti monster. I'm about to. It's gonna be exciting. Now here's something that maybe you didn't expect and you might not like so much about RDR2, the HDR implementation for the game. Yes, Digital Foundry over at Eurogamer has discovered that the blockbuster game seems to feature fake HDR. Now, what is HDR, you may be asking? HDR stands for High Dynamic Range, and I grabbed this definition straight from Wikipedia. It's a technique used in imaging to reproduce a greater dynamic range of luminosity, presenting a similar range of luminance to that which is experienced through the human eye. Basically making images on screens look more real, more IRL, so to speak. Anyways, now that I've given you the crash course, maybe Rockstar was just going for something more historically accurate by not including real HDR, but if that's the case, then the game should have just been delivered on flippable paper or something, right? I'm kidding, of course, but let's hope RDR2's high dynamic range support, that's a mouthful, gets a patch or update of some kind, because these eyeballs want the game to look as pretty as possible, okay? Speaking of blockbuster games, there's a possibility that we might get 2 of them from Titanfall developer Respawn Entertainment next year. In prepared remarks for a recent earnings call, EA mentions that Respawn has games, that's plural, scheduled to come out by next holiday season. So could we actually get Titanfall 3 and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order in 2019? Or will it be that Star Wars and Oculus Rift game that Respawn announced a while back? Or will it be a Titanfall spin-off game where you get to date mechs? I'm personally hoping for the latter. Kind of weird. Now, let's stop talking about new games for a minute and reminisce about the oldies. You see, Sony has finally unveiled all 20 games for the PlayStation Classic. We previously knew about 5 of them, like Final Fantasy VII and Tekken 3, but now we know the rest. Are you ready for my best Micro Machines commercial dude impression? Here we go! Battle Arena Toshinden, Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Grand Theft Auto, Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, Rayman, Resident Evil Director's Cut, Revelations Persona, Super Puzzle Fighter 2, Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, and Twisted Metal. Okay, whew, let me catch my breath here. Okay, I'm good right now. I'm good. I feel like we're missing some big ones though, like where's Tomb Raider or Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon or Gran Turismo? I am not so cool about the decision not to include those. I mean, what happened? What were they thinking? Anyway, be sure to share your thoughts on the PlayStation Classic Games catalog in the comments below, and just remember, it's okay not to be okay. While definitely not near as old as all those classics I just mentioned, Sony also detailed the PlayStation Plus lineup for this month. For PS4, we've got Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition, as well as Yakuza Kiwami. Not too shabby! PS3 players can give Jackbox Party Pack 2 and Arcado Series a whirl, while Vita owners will have Burly Man at Sea and Roundabout available. Meanwhile, Microsoft has a new Games with Gold lineup for us this month too. They always come in pairs, with a couple of heavy hitters. That's right, for instance, on Xbox One, we're getting Battlefield 1 along with Race the Sun. Fun fact, I actually race the sun every day to get my work finished so I can play games during the day and into the night. Sometimes I'm lucky, sometimes my life is a blur of emails and social media posts. Anyway, on 360 and also backward compatible on Xbox One, Gold subscribers can check out Assassin's Creed and Dante's Inferno. You know, it still weirds me out that EA made an action-adventure game out of an epic poem. a poem. And it actually worked. And now for some Nintendo news. The Big N is closing in on a 23 million Switch systems sold in less than 2 years, which is incredibly impressive. I mean, this is a big turnaround after the Wii U took the L in the sales department. Oh, and this might surprise some of you, but the Switch has actually now outsold GameCube. So yeah, Nintendo has to feel pretty good about how the hybrid system is doing. In fact, maybe Nintendo bigwigs and employees are celebrating with a T-pose or even a little twist. I mean, on top of the Switch being so hot, Fortnite has found a sizable home on the hybrid console. The Big N noted that almost half of Switch owners have downloaded the Battle Royale game, so crunching the numbers with my smart brain, that'd be roughly 11.5 million downloads. That's definitely a lot. And you know, I wonder how many of those people have gotten a Victory Royale. I bet those numbers are bonkers. Speaking of bonkers, as if there weren't enough fighters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, there are over 70, by the way. Director Masahiro Sakurai went ahead and unveiled 2 more, as well as a weird bonus edition for people who purchased the Switch game before January 31st. For starters, Street Fighters Ken and Pokemon's Incineroar will heat things up as part of the main roster. And then Piranha Plant, in all its potted glory, is a special bonus character. But wait, there's more. Nintendo also announced a Fighters Pass, which will bring 5 fighters along with stages and music to the new Smash Bros. Throughout next year and concluding by February 2020. Okay then, look Nintendo, if you seriously don't use the DLC to put Waluigi into the game as a main fighter, I'm going to riot. Especially since you have now added Piranha Plant before him? I mean, are you kidding me right now? The disrespect here is beyond me. But glad you're doing great. Good for you, bro. All right, that's it for Halloween week this year. If you liked today's show, please show it with a sub, a like, or a comment. Heads up, next week, I'll be taking a break. Although not really, because I'll still be working. I'll be attending IEM during next weekend, so if you're attending, I hope to see you there. If not, well, I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll be back the 16th. Later, guys.